Good morning, everybody. This week we're going to work on a drawing. It's our positive, negative themed drawing. So we're going to talk about this first video, our themes, what this means and how to get it set up. So this is a finished image. It has an underwater theme. So we have fish and other underwater creatures and little accents like bubbles. The second one is a nature theme. So they have a mix between flowers and different shells, as well as some different foliage in here. The next one is a little bit different. So we have soda. This is brands that everybody is pretty familiar with, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, and W. It also has a few other things that go along with soda. So we have some tops over here that have popped off, and it looks like maybe like spilt soda around there as like a design element. Normally, I would say to stay away from other people's artwork, to stay away from brands. However, you guys are doing this at home. And so we need to do this based on whatever you have. If you guys have things around the house that you can just gather and use for this project, that'll work fine. I went through my son's room and gathered some toys. They're pretty good to use for this because they're already small, so you don't have to scale them down too much. I grabbed some Legos, I grabbed some little Pokemon figures. You could take like one thing and repeat it a bunch of times with a few other things, or you can have them all different as long as they're related somehow. That's what makes it a theme. So I could have a toy theme, I could have a Pokemon theme or a Lego theme, or I could broaden it up a little bit. So that's an idea for you guys to go around your house and collect things to use for this project, or to walk around the neighborhood. So we have some little cherry blossoms here that I picked. You can gather leaves and other things along the way. Rocks. Rocks are pretty cool to draw. Sometimes they're tricky for people, but anything natural like that will work for this project as well. I personally am a big plant lover, so I have some plants right here that I need to plant. I've got this long blue one. I liked it because it was longer. It's going to give me a little bit of a different shape. Also because it had some buds that weren't open yet, so I can have a little bit of variety just within that one object. And then I had some of these big open tulips as well that I wanted to draw as a part of mine. Now back to some examples. We talked about the soda, and then we have a fishing theme. I want you to look at how this is arranged versus how this is arranged. We have a lot of space on this one. So there's a lot of empty space between. They're not quite touching as much. There's a few things like this net that comes down over here with this on top of it. But otherwise, they're a little bit more blank. I think I would encourage you guys to layer yours a little more. So have more things popping out. Okay, let's see another one, how that does it. So this one does a good job of that. This is I would call a snowboarding theme. Looks like a lot of stickers that you would put on a snowboard. We have some partial snowflakes sticking out behind here and there. This other one that I was going to show you. Okay, so we have a butterfly with some other butterflies, as well as some thistles, some natural elements there. And eventually we're going to be inking this. If we have ink at home, there's going to be other options, but eventually we're going to be taking half of it and making it mostly dark and half of it mostly light, or at least inverting where we have our positives and our negatives. I like this project because it really works well as just a design element, practicing where you put your lights, where you put your darks, and what that does to an image. How does it, how is this wing versus this wing, having it mostly light and mostly dark? How does it deal with having, a dark background, and do things pop differently? But also for my printmaking classes, this is how we have to think about all projects. We have to there's ink there and there's paper, so it's either there or it's not there. When you're screen printing, wherever we draw with our black pen ends up being the ink color, and wherever we leave it white is the shirt color. So practicing, going back and forth with this is really great for designing and printmaking. For mixed media, this is just good practice. We've worked with ink pen a little bit, but it's always good to practice the positive and negative a little bit more. So I think this will help you guys a lot. So step one, I want you guys to go out and go gather your stuff. Okay, knowing that this is what we're gonna do with it, you need to pick a theme. If you really don't have a lot of stuff around, or you don't want to feel comfortable going outside, you guys could use images from your phone, but it's a lot better to work from things in real life, in my opinion.